Good morning on Monday the 9th of September. And look at the weather now. It's so nice. Look at that. Blue skies again. It's not howling. Not yet. No, it's not going to. Trust me. Whoa. Clear on the water. It rained at about 2:45 this morning. And blew a bit. And now it's beautiful. So what am I doing today? Well, much needed shore leave. No, I don't need shore leave, but I wanted. And what am I going to do? I'm going to climb that. So that is Whitsunday Peak. I think it stands at about 500 and something meters. And I think you climb it in about 2 kilometers. So sounds like a very steep track. But yeah, take it easy. Just dying to see the view from the top. That's me. I want to see the world around me. And it looks nice and clear to do so. And we've also got the means to do it. Let's go. Okay, so the tender stayed out here all night. And it looks like it's still inflated. Safely tied up. So we'll jump aboard and give it a test run. A sea trial, as it were. Well, first landfall with the new tender, and I'm just going to land here now on the beach at Sawmill Bay, and begin climbing before the heat kicks in. I think it's already too late. Right, the little tender's first foray ashore, and here we are. Somebody else's tender. Let's fast forward out there. Oops, if I could hold the camera still. Boom, looking nice in the sun. Okay, well, that's a shame. The water looks really inviting. And they're all sitting there waiting. Yes, it does. Come for a swim. Well, we're in the right place. That's good. Excellent. Oh, there's even a loo here. And the beginnings of the track. I'll just have to get my feet dusted off and get them into some shoes. And you don't need to think this doesn't feel weird. Shoes and socks. Oh my god, I don't even remember the last time. Okay, well that's weird enough for one day. Time to go home. I'm kidding. You know what they say? Australia, mate. You've got more things that are going to eat you than you can point a stick at. So, mosquito repellent. I think we're ready to go. Let's get this bitch. Oh, and the last of so-called civilization. We're on our own from here on, in the bush. A lot of rocks. Okay, it's going to be a grueling one. I tell you before, even the trees want to get you. Not just the animals. Oh well, look out. Isn't it amazing where some trees will grow? Look at them hanging onto that rock. And the water down below. I guess that fills right up in the wet season. And another little collection pond down here. Oh, I can feel a little breeze. Boy, is that welcome. It's very humid under these trees. Yeah, it creates a little bit of an opening here, so a bit of light filters in from the top. But here we go on the switchback. Up and up and up. I've yet to see if moss still grows fat on a rolling stone. Oh my god, a downward piece. Woo! More down angle. Ooh. Beware of paths bearing gifts. We're going to pay for this at some stage. Yeah, thought so. Here we go again. Okay, track's evened out into this little bit now. Just past the guy coming down. He said the view's brilliant up there, so I'll keep going. feeling a bit of a breeze now, so I'm thinking I might be near the top of a ridge. It'd be nice to get that southeasterly in my hair, through my hair. Just when you think you're getting close. Where next? I thought they were painted stones, but I think it's actually moss. When you start to get an appreciation of how high we've climbed so far. Yeah, starting to get that looking down on the world feeling. That's what I came for. Oh my God, that was a climb and a half. I think I'm at about 530 something meters, whatever that is in feet. I'm not even going to try to work that out, but the sea breeze is drying me off. It is beautiful. I'm going to sit down and take all this in. Atop the Whitsunday Island Peak. Okay, so I'm looking more to the east now. That little knob at the end between the bulrushes, or whatever you want to call them, I think that's Whitehaven Cairn, but I could be wrong, which is overlooking Hook Passage between Whitsunday and Hook Island. Okay, swinging around now. Now, this is Whitehaven. Even in this dullness, you can see the glow of the white sands of Whitehaven and the estuary of Hill Creek, which should be running in that valley over the hills over there. What we're looking at there is, back off a little bit, that is Whitsunday Crag, which would have an amazing view, but I don't think there's a track that I could find that goes to the top. You'd be looking down that beautiful white sand estuary of Hill Creek. Okay, so in the far distance there, and this is brighter now. It was actually raining a minute ago, so hopefully I'll get another go at this if the weather improves. But over the top of the hill there, you can see Chalky's Beach. That's where I stayed last week sometime, I think. Hazelwood Island, and the various islands behind it. Okay, so round about there, Hazelwood Island and Whitsunday are quite close, and that's where you'll find Solway Passage, which we've also been through a couple of times. Just swinging back now past Whitsunday Crag. Okay, I'm going to pan down now, and this little bay here was my first place that I stayed here in Whitsunday Island. The early days of August, I think, until my brother arrived on the 4th of August, I stayed here for several days when it was quite windy. So yeah, Gulnera Inlet was a nice little inlet, actually, and a great little peaceful place to stay. Okay, jumping around a bit here. In the distance, I think there's Mansell Island, Shore Island in the foreground, the one with the tall peak, Pentecost, Perseverance. And behind those should be Lindeman, and probably another part of Shore Island as it sort of wraps around a bit of it. Swinging around here now, we're on Hamilton Island. Okay, so that's basically where my brother flew in and out of when he came to stay with me. You can see the runway there, basically. There. That's Cat's Eye Beach. This is Fitzalan or Fitzalan. Never really got to the bottom of that channel. Very strong rip goes through there during the tide forces of the tide. Dent Island. So yes, when I first arrived in the Whitsundays, I came down that channel, which was a relief after the big seas I'd been facing. In the distance, you can see Cape Conway, Conway National Park. Okay, and that goes off for quite a way. Little island in the foreground. Well, not little, it's quite long. Looks like it's in the middle of the channel. That's Pine Island. And then along here, we've got Long Island. So there is actually the narrows that go between that long stretch of island and the mainland behind it, which you can't really discern from here. So yeah, amazing. That bit of land sticking out there is actually, I think it's Lenny Island. So that's not connected to the mainland. Oh, looks like somebody's done a bit of fancy boating down here. Oh, it must be one of those boats you go on, basically, and the jet boats take you for wild rides around the place. Just coming back to Whitehaven, the sun's shining on it a bit more now, and you can sort of see the beautiful colours, the turquoise, given off by the white sand. I'm now on the northwestern side of the peak. Yeah, it's sort of in two parts. Looking back at Whitehaven Beach and looking basically northeast up Whitsunday Island. You can see the rain that we just had still moving up there. So this is the bay, this is Cid Harbour. That's actually Dugong Bay, that arm there. And that is the beach. I came ashore and look who that is. Well, there's still boats lying there being good, well behaved. Look at the colour of the water there. Amazing. Okay, so just panning out again. That's Hook Island, Hook Passage. And the first, that's Makona Inlet. Further round is Nara Inlet. And the point there with False Nara. So there you go. Swinging around a bit further, we can make out Double Cone Island, Armit Island, and then over here we've got the Mole Islands. So that's North Mole, Unsafe Passage, Mid Mole, and then South Mole Island. And beyond that is Mount Makara, and in behind that, of course, is Airlie Beach. Not of course, it is. And I know I say that all the time, but that's just the way it is. Okay, head round that way. Oh, nice. I can feel the sun coming through now. So yeah, basically, because we can see something here is because we're on this big rock. And similarly on the other side, because if you go to any lookout in Australia, you'll find you'll get there and great view, and then all the trees are growing around it. And yeah, can't see a damn thing, can you? Anyway, yeah, that little track there goes to the other side. On the north west side now of the peak, so we're looking across at the mainland. And I'll zoom in here a bit. That's Cid Harbour over there, which we went through on a previous video about a week ago. And then South Mole Island, Spionkop and the Horn, Bower Bay, and the sand spit between South Mole and Mid Mole Island. And that's Unsafe Passage, which we came through a few days ago, and North Mole Island. Now beyond that, there's Makara Peak, and behind that is Airlie Beach. So you can see it's quite protected in that way. Nice little haven. Right, the sun's coming out now. Getting some nice colour on the water. Okay, so down here is the beach I came from, and there's just two of us in there at the moment apparently. Fast forward, and I just met the people off this boat. They've just set off back down the hill again, came after me, left before me. That's Dugong Inlet. It's shallow, so not really an option for yachts. You can hear the sounds of the Australian bush if you can hear those flies and see them. Hook Passage, okay, so that takes you across to the eastern side in the right conditions. Makona Inlet, Nara Inlet, and false Nara. Oops, that's so false I missed it. There we go, false Nara. So yes, quite a bit you can see from here. It's an absolute stunning view. Okay, so that's obviously the ridge I came along, and then down that valley somehow into the bay. I'm gonna have to go back down there. Think of the knees. And that's the track back down. Well, done now. I've been up here for a little while. And yeah, you want to stay all day, but you can't really. Sun's coming out, it's getting quite warm actually. But yeah, looking back at Hamilton Island before we head. Yeah, so this was the northeast part of the peak. And then you got to walk through a track basically to get to the other side. Through the bush. To come out on a similar arrangement facing the opposite direction. So it's very well laid out. Hill, mountain, whatever you like. Views for everybody. No trees in the way. Fabulous. One last look. Ah, yes. Beautiful. Enough said by the kookaburras. Thank you for watching another Fast Forward to Queensland video. As always, don't forget to like, comment on YouTube and subscribe to Dawn Radar.